.32 from my pocket. 3 bullets quieted the tortured mule, but commenced all manner of howling from the humans in the contraption. The front axle had broken and every wheel was cracked. The tongue was still fixed to the coach, and the doubletree pinned the rear team fast, twisted and wrenched as it was, and all the chinks and buckles of leather and rope were knotted. I figured there was no way I could unharness the living mules. They were tangled and caught, and one dead mule was on top of part of the lines. The 2 living, frightened animals would surely work themselves to death if I didn't loosen them from their trap. I pulled the hatchet I'd brought for the birds from the sling at my waist and went to chopping at the leather straps holding the mules. I had to shake my head at the waste of gear I was cutting. That had cost Wells Fargo a pretty penny when this was righted. Reckon I'd make good on a couple of these straps for them since I was the one cutting them. I saw the lead reins were half hitched to the rail next to where the driver's feet usually rested. Well, I got the 2 living mules up and standing, and for that few minutes there was nothing but silence coming from the people in the coach. I leaned over as far as I dared and looked off the cliff. Then I circled the place, hunting for the man or men who should have been driving from the seat on top. There was no sign of anyone, so I sucked in a breath and hitched up my split skirt, getting ready to climb up for a look inside. Tender at first, I gave the coach box a wiggle to see if it was bound to slide off the edge. I determined that if it should start to go, I would jump clear and not try to ride it down, as I believed the thing would likely tumble. It seemed steady, so I climbed up on the leaf spring, setting the shotgun on the coach's side, which was now its roof. There was a loud cry from more than one voice. "Robbers! Highwaymen! You can have my watch and chain, but don't shoot me!" "Hush, all of you," I said. "This isn't a hold-up." I slid the shotgun to a place it looked like it would stay and got myself up on the side of the coach where I could stand. The walls were painted and finished up slick, and now were covered with sand that made them slippery. I yanked on the door. The whole rig was racked at the corners and the door stuck tight. A man on the inside pushed while I tugged until it finally came open and fell against the side. Someone inside gave a cheer. I pulled off my hat and stuck my head in the doorway. All I could see of the inside was a dark jumble of clothes and faces. "Any of you too bad hurt to get up here and climb out?" I said. "Merciful heavens! It is a woman," said a man's voice. "Have you come to rob us?" The fellow looked to be standing where he could nearly reach the doorway. There were 2 women, one sort of hiding the other, and another man. The standing man seemed to be young and pretty stout, but the other fellow was old, probably older than my father-in-law. "Give those ladies a hand up here, mister." "How do we know you aren't going to shoot us where we stand?" he said. I pulled back and sat up stiff. "Seems more likely I should be worried about you, the bunch of you running hell for leather across my place. How come you decided to head this direction? Across this way there isn't any road at all, just a cow track. You're not even headed to town." "Ask the driver, if you can sober him up. He got up drunk this morning and has been surly the whole trip. Now, let me up." I ignored the fellow's outstretched hand and stood again on the slick wall of the stage. I knew all of the drivers who regularly came this way. Some of them I knew their families, too. None of them were the kind to go wild and drunk down the road. The company surely wouldn't put up with that. I hollered down, "Who was driving it? Mr. B? Or was it Daly? Where's he at?" 3 people looked back and forth, shaking their heads. I looked as far as I could see from up on top, standing up. The bushes at the side of the trail were undisturbed. If the driver had fallen, it had been before the mules charged up this sandy hill. "My name's Sarah Elliott. I'll go hunt your man. Mister, you and that lady help her friend stand up there," I said. "Are you able to get up? How about her? Is she faint?" "Oh, my Lord," said the woman. "I think she's dead." She drew away from her friend. "Get me out of here, please," she cried. She was a young woman.